Alright, so got some birch bark. I actually got a lot of birch bark. Got some cedar and balsam roots. And I got some balsam twigs. Basically, this is it's a medium-sized bundle. And what I do is I walk through the bush. As I gather them, I put one into one hand, keep breaking off branches, adding them on, walking along until I got a bundle that's called a small hug. If you have a group of people or you have somebody that's hypothermic, you have a big hug, and that's what you need to get it lit to make sure that they're warm fast. There's a lot of heat that's going to keep going. What we do with this is for if I want to get a cooking fire going in the cold, wet weather. This is about the size I need. And there's two layers to this. This is the one layer and this is the other layer. This is the thicker sticks. They're on the outside. And the thinner sticks, and I laid this on my canvas here, the thinner sticks go on top. What that does is, as if I have to put it down for a moment, the thicker sticks will get wet, not the thinner sticks, and they're really the ones that have to stay dry. Adding to that is birch bark. There's a birch tree that fell down years and years ago down there. This bark is a little damp, so what you can do if you're traveling is tuck it inside your shirt, especially these wool jackets like this one. This is a Boreal shirt by Empire Canvas Works. I think Leicester River Bushcraft sells them. But anyways, your heat and the breathable material will help the moisture actually evaporate over time. If you don't have that much time, luckily it's birch bark, it's fairly waterproof, so it will burn most of the time when damp. But what that does mean is if you're concerned about it actually being able to light, is shake it a bit, try and get off any residual moisture that's on the outside. You can actually feel some of it sprinkling it off, which is never a good sign for lighting a fire. But if you have a bundle that's with the size of a softball, it should light no matter what, and that's a good amount of tinder, or in this case, coarse tinder, to light the fire. If I wanted to show off, I could pull out my fire piston, or I could pull out a ferro rod or flint and steel. Really impress you and use a bow drill or a hand drill. I'm not really here to impress, so I got a lighter. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to set this aside for a moment on the rock so it stays fairly dry. My lighter is out here in the open. I take my twig bundle, bring it all together, and I bend it in half. Like that. Often breaking it. You'll hear a lot of snaps and aches and pains, like somebody with arthritis. And what that does is now got a little pocket in here at the bend. That pocket's where we're going to put the birch bark. Before we do that though, I want to make sure this thing stays shut. So I take one of those roots that I gathered, tie it around here, give it a good tie. In this case I'm going to use a surgeon's knot just to make sure I don't strain the root too badly like that. There we go. That'll hold it shut so it doesn't pop open on me while it burns. Take my softball of birch bark, and it's again a little damp. This stuff's a little damp as well, just because it's been out in the air and it's been raining lately. Tuck that up inside. That's a twig bundle. That's all there really is to it. Take my lighter, get up in there, put it against the bark. Starts to ignite. The oils inside the birch bark start to burn. Hold it up in the air above your waist for a while, because this is where the drier air is. The cooler, damper air is closer to the ground. So hold it up for a moment. In raining weather and cold weather, this is where I like to light my fires, up here. And then once I have an established flame, which means there's flames coming out of the bundle at a steady pace, that's when I trust it enough that I can put it on the ground. And then I can start to build my fire onto that. So it's pretty straightforward, and you can see Established flame also means that it's not going to go out from wind. That almost went out, so it's not established yet. We gotta let it burn for a moment. Let it keep smoldering and sizzling, popping away. Once it gets these twigs going, we should have a good fire. There we go. There we are. Now we're starting to get an established flame, and if I move it around, all I'm doing is making the fire get bigger. So I'm going to place that in my little fire pit here. Pretty straightforward, huh? So while that gets ready to start burning, I'm going to go get some water, gather some balsam fir needles, have some tea. Have a good day, guys.